Hi everyone, welcome back. Welcome to video 2 on our series about buying your first home. What we're going to talk about this video is we're going to talk about what can we afford. And the most important thing to do is to arrange for our financing. So the best way to do that, and what I would suggest, and I've always suggested, is to work with a mortgage broker. A mortgage broker doesn't cost you anything. Their fees are paid by the lender. What they can do is they can shop around and get you the best mortgage. They can get you the best terms. They have all kinds of different sources that a lot of the banks don't. And just think about it, when you go into the bank, that person that's at the bank, they have no, what I call, skin in the game. If you don't qualify for the mortgage, sure, they get chastised by their manager for not having that mortgage done, but they don't. There's no consequence for that. Whereas a mortgage broker, they work on commission. So it's in their best interest to get you a mortgage, and it's in their best interest to get you the best mortgage that they can. Just as kind of as a general rule of thumb, just know that you can have 30% of your income for mortgage payments. And you can have, this is what we call a gross debt service ratio. You don't need to know these terms, but I'll just give them to you. Or 40% for total debt service. So what they're going to look at is they're going to look at your gross income. They're going to look at your income before income tax. And a lot of times if you have overtime, sometimes that will count and sometimes that won't count. So if you take 30% of your income, your gross income, yourself or your partner, if you're together with somebody else, if you take 30% of that, that'll be normally what you can use for your mortgage payments. Now, having said that, your mortgage payments plus your other payments is at the 40%, what we call the total debt service ratio. So as long as you're not over the 10% as far as what your other payments are, you'll be pretty good at the 30%. And just as a rule of thumb, it's roughly $6 and mortgage payment for every $1,000 you borrow. So in other words, if you get a $100,000 mortgage, your payments are going to be $600 per month. So that's just kind of a rough rule of thumb. And what your mortgage broker is going to need is they're going to need a couple of things from you. They're going to need a job letter from you. So get a job letter from your employer and your partner's lawyer, your partner's employer. And also as well, you're going to need 3 years of T4s from your employment. Also as well, you're going to need 3 years of what we call notice of assessments. And these you can get online. You can go on to the Government of Canada website and you can register and you can actually get these online. So what's going to happen is you'll sit down with your mortgage broker. I would suggest that you do that before you start to look so you know how much you can qualify for. And what they're going to do is they're going to give you a gross figure as to what you can qualify for. So that's a great place to start, and that'll just determine what we're looking at from there. Anyways, until next time.